Okay, let's try this again. This is like the third or seventh time I've tried to record this video. If you're wondering what I'm doing is I'm putting a 5-hour energy in Arizona green tea because I hate myself. Hey bucko, it's me, boy idiot here. And guess what we're talking about today? The Cycle Frontier! Now this video is gonna come out like right after the game came out as like a full little breakdown of it and a little review of it. But the one problem is that I've been playing a lot of it. I've been doing that live on Twitch at BoyCowboy, whatever. Twitch.tv/BoyCowboy. Go check that out, super cool. But that's besides the point. We're talking about the game. Now, in my original script for this whole thing, I had it broken down by the good, the bad, and the ugly. The problem is that video ended up being like 40 minutes long. And it just was kind of boring. So instead we're just gonna kind of go through everything real quick with it. I'm not gonna even summarize the game too much, but I'm just gonna rapid fire some stuff at you guys. Okay, Cycle Frontier rapid fire, here it goes. All right, you're a prospector and you're on a space station. The planet below you is called Fortuna 3. You used to be able to chill and vibe on that planet, but guess what? Something weird happened. Now all the monsters want to kill you, and there's a big scary storm that comes in, and it shoots lightning and it hurts. But your goal is to get on the planet, get some goodies, and get out. You can get those goodies by mining. You can get those goodies by looting. You can get those goodies by shooting another player that's done mining or looting. And along with this, there's 3 factions so far in the game, and they give you little quests, little jobs that you want to get done. And if you do those quests and you do those jobs, guess what you're given? A little tasty treat, a little tasty reward. And all that leads up to you acquiring more V-Bucks, or as the game calls it, Kmarts. And once you're back on the station, you have your own little hideout, your little apartment, your little fucking pad, and you can hang out there and you can upgrade that to get better stuff. And you can also craft, you can craft so many things. You can craft guns, you can craft armor, and then also you can just chill and vibe. You can look at the battle pass. That's the game. It's like a Tarkov, but not really, because you don't need an Excel spreadsheet to play this game. You don't. It's nice. I've played Escape from Tarkov a little bit.
Wow.
I like it. It's cool. For all my Milsim bros out there, I respect you so much for being so into it. My problem with that game has always been its depth, which is kind of cringe, I know. It's just always a lot to play. You basically, unless you're like a god at it, you need to play with an Excel sheet for the most part of knowing different ammo types and how they work in different guns, and there's no in-game map, and you have to figure out where to get this certain item and what even is a certain item. The Cycle Frontier is that same concept of going in, and the gameplay loop is the same as Tarkov's, but you don't need an Excel sheet. It's like if Escape from Tarkov had a baby with a casual game like an Apex or something like that. No offense to Apex players, it's not what I mean, but anyone can pick up Apex. It really is a perfect storm of that intensity and that thrill that you get from Tarkov, but minus the complexity and the dedication needed to enjoy the game. So that's kind of the quick gist of the Cycle Frontier. And just quickly, I want to say that before I go into any good, bad, or uglies about the game, I fucking love it. I love it. Now, that being said, I enjoy games of this genre. So it might not be a game for you or for everyone. And hot take, but games shouldn't be made for everyone. I know Quantum TV thinks differently, but games should be made, not for everyone, right? There's a reason that certain games are rated M and things like that. So I'm gonna quickly go through some of the best banging parts of this game, and then we'll go into the bad, and then we'll talk about this other thing at the end here, but don't worry about that yet. Let's go to the good stuff. Okay, quickly, I want to say that when we're talking about good stuff, I mentioned this in a lot of my videos, talking about the core gameplay loop. So there's a theory in game design, and it's around the 30-second loop, because when you really think about it, when you play a video game, when it comes to what you're doing, what you're inputting into the game, and from controls or whatever, the main core gameplay loops, there's about a 30-second loop for every game. And so if you have a very solid loop, for example, Halo Infinite, that can give you a really good base to start at. That doesn't mean that the game's good, right? Like Halo Infinite. Oh man, I need to make another video about that game. I have a 10-minute drunk rant that I have on it, and I don't know if I should upload it, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, back to the cycle. So the Cycle's core 30-second gameplay loop, fire. I like it. It's really good. It's not really like a movement shooter in the sense of Apex though. You're not sliding around and everything like that. You can do little bits of slide. The stamina system is pretty well balanced. The shooting is fun, everything like that. The looting is fun. Like the core gameplay, solid. That leads into the next big part of a game like this, which is the questing and the progression system and things like that. So how this game works is there's 3 factions, and they give you fun little jobs that give you fun little rewards, and there's an overall quest line for each of them. And at the end you get like their big faction reward, which for one of them can be like a giant drill that you call in that mines a bunch of stuff and you get a bunch of money, and it's super cool. One of them is like a mini oil beacon that gives you like a bunch of money and stuff. And then another one is you get to go fight a giant scary alien guy. So that's the point of doing the quest lines. You progress through them, you get rewards for each one that you complete, while also leveling up the faction, which lets you buy new gear and things like that. Overall, with a game like this, and any sort of RPG, MMO light system shenanigans going on there, oh shit, it can be a real big concern that these quests can be very grindy. For example, a lot of the times in Tarkov, one of the things that gets me like not feeling that cool with like every wipe is how much time I have to commit to it to keep up. And I'm a gamer, like I'm a degenerate gamer, but I just like with that game, it just the grind can hurt me sometimes. And I've mentioned this before, I love a good grind, don't get me wrong, but sometimes a grind can just be too much. I do have to say that I think the Cycle Frontier has figured out a very good balance of that grind when it comes to the actual questing. If anything, it might be a little bit on the light side, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But it never is like so much of a chore that you literally will sign off. You're always continuing and progressing through those next steps. Even if it takes you a little bit of time on like some of the later quests, you're still making progress, which is a good feeling. And since all the 3 factions are split up and usually their quests regard around different things, or sometimes like it's perfectly lined up where you'll get 2 quests that need the same objective done. So it's like, it's a double whammo type of thing. It ends up really flowing correctly. So all in all, the grind is good but manageable. And this is just a quick tangent, like another good thing, trading. I've never interacted with it, but how it works is like since you're looting things from matches and you need certain items for questing or upgrading like your hideout or whatever you want to call it, you can bring in those items for other players in the game and drop them off. So like for example, when my friend needs an item, I'm able to bring it in from my stash into the game for him, and drop it on the ground, and he picks it up and gets out with it. Super cool. Tarkov doesn't have that functionality. There's a reason for that, which we'll explain in the ugly part of the game, but the fact that that is a system that's in place currently, I really love it, and I think it should stay if all possible. That being said, Discord servers regarding around trading have popped up, which is of course expected, and so has also like real money transactions, which is a whole thing that we'll talk about in a second. But I think it's a cool system and just might need to be a little bit tweaked, but super swag. Another huge thing and a big concern a lot of people had going into this game was the fact that it is free to play. Free to play. Everything's fucking free to play these days. God, fucking Halo Infinite again. Anyway, a lot of people are worried about a game like this that has a looting system and could even be considered to have like an in-game economy type thing being free to play, right? Because what is that monetization gonna look like? Well, I'm happy to say that Jaeger Development has done a phenomenal job, just fucking hit it out of the park on this one with properly monetizing their game. It's not pay to win, which is crazy. In today's day and age, it's not pay to win. Like Diablo Immortal is out, but it's not pay to win. It's so great. There's starter packs that you can buy for real money. It gives you like almost no advantage, just gives you some cool skins. The only thing you can really buy is skins. Sure, you can use your fancy little premium currency to like speed up some crafting, or you just wait like an hour. It's really not that bad, and you can also use the normal currency to speed up your crafting too, so as long as you make money, it's fine. All in all, their monetization I think is handled really well. It doesn't seem like they're greedy at all, and the fact that you're able to upgrade a generator that produces the premium currency for you in game is fucking incredible. I do have to say their battle pass is a little bit lacking. I don't know how I feel about gear coming from the battle pass, and also I'm extremely disappointed in the weapon skins that they decided to go with. It seems like a lot of fluff in the battle pass, but all in all, the monetization I think they handled very well for a season 1 launch. Okay, a couple other really cool fast things. One, the devs listen. As of today, or maybe yesterday, they put out like a dev chat about balancing and things like that with the gear and the weapons in the game. It sounds like they're listening. I'm a big fan of it. They do hot fixes very quickly, very fire. Good job. 2, this is one of the best launches of a game from like not a AAA studio I've seen in a very long time, or even a AAA. It launched very, very well. Of course, there was a few hiccups here and there due to server issues and a few bugs and stuff like that. But all in all, I would say it was a very successful launch. And I was pleasantly surprised. 3, more studios should look at how the Cycle Frontier is advertising their game. I think they're handling it really well. Those of you that are just watching this video, I put out a video like, I don't know what, 2 weeks ago now or something like that. It was like addressing Jaeger development because I applied for the Cycle affiliate program. What that means is that there's 2 tiers for their content creation. There's the Cycle Frontier partners, which are like the big dogs, right? Like Pestily is one of them. Jesse Kazam from the Tarkov guys, Psycho Ghost or whatever his name is from Hunt Showdown. Like those guys are partnered, right? Spud Hunter. But they decided, and this is the first time I've seen a game really do this, to make a tier below it, right? So it's called being an affiliate. And it's for the smaller content creators that are looking to, they want to grow their audience and they want to work with the game and they want to cover the game and they want to stream the game, and it gives them like a little bit of recognition. It's a really cool program, and I think a lot more games need to take this approach. So all in all, like the way that the devs and the community management is handling everything, I think is extremely job well done. Good job, Jaeger. Very, very cool. So all in all, those are the goods. I'm liking the game. Let's go into the bad stuff.
What in fuck's name are you doing?
All right, bad stuff. It's not going to be a long list because like I said, I think the game is good, but there are a few things I need to point out. Starting with weapon and armor balancing. Now, like I mentioned, the devs have already come out with like a devlog video literally in the past 24 hours talking about this topic. So this goes back to that the developers listening, but they've already addressed the topic, and it's basically that high tier armor and endgame items aren't worth it. They don't do anything. It's not very cash money, if you ask me. So when the game launched, things were broken, to say the least. Odd. Game? I'm fucking stuck and I'm gonna die to AI. Wow. One of the lower end assault rifles was just a fucking laser and melting everyone. The shotguns were like completely ridiculous. You could like 2-tap kids from like range with it. It's nuts. All of that has already started to shift a little bit. There's a big dilemma in the community, and it's regarding how much does gear matter? Does the top tier gear immediately melt the lowest end gear? Is there a way that they can meet in the middle, or does it not matter at all? Where it currently stands, it really doesn't matter too much what tier of like armor you're wearing or what tier weapon you have, even if it's a 10,000 Kmart assault rifle versus a 200,000 Kmart assault rifle. It doesn't super matter currently, and that's got to change. The big reason for that is because, like I said, the game has a lot of backlog content, but I am very concerned about what this game will be in a month. Now, I've been a degenerate. I've binged all like the main quest lines and stuff like that, and I still have fun with the game, but it makes you wonder, like, what is the point of the end game if that end game armor that you would be grinding for to get the resources to craft and to buy and things like that, if it doesn't matter, right? Currently, as it stands, once you're done with all the questing, like, there's really only like PvP and making money, but you're just making money to have the money because there's really no worth like spending it on a bunch of high-end gear. So that's just kind of where it is. They already talked about it in their developer update. I'm not gonna rant about it any more than that, but it's just something to be considered of like, what is the path for this game when it comes to its weapon and armor balancing. Another thing is the bugs, man. Whenever I switch weapons, and I think it's because I switched my weapon from the binoculars possibly, I don't know what's going on, but it happened last match in the middle of it too. But it just, when I switch weapons now, I'm gonna be real, it wasn't that bad, but there are bugs in the game that were in closed beta 1 and closed beta 2 that still haven't been addressed. Certain audio bugs are really bad. There's like weird clipping at certain spots. There's just like a lot of like little things that have been a problem for a while in the game, and they just still haven't been fixed. Now that'll happen over time, but it just makes me wonder with like the weapon and armor balancing being like completely switched up from the betas, and then also a lot of the bug fixes not happening from the betas. It's like, what were the betas really for? It feels like we're kind of still in a beta right now, which is fine. It's a live service game, and like I said, I'm just kind of nitpicking here, but it is something to bring up. It doesn't feel like the closed betas did a whole lot currently, because we kind of reverted all the progress that we made in those. Oh, and then this is a fucking nitpick though. I shouted you out for the way that you handled creator like partnerships and affiliates and all that. But why the fuck did you choose to do your maintenance on the affiliate drop day? Come on, we had a few hours left and you cut it short, man. I had to play Hunt Showdown on Twitch, but say it was the Cycle Frontier because there was a lot of people that just wanted the Twitch drop and I wanted to give it to them and they still could have got it, but I couldn't play the game, man. Like, what the hell is that? All right, this is the big one, folks. I'm gonna be real with you. This is the biggest problem. That's why we're putting it in the ugly category here. Ugly just like this mug, right? I'm just kidding. I'm not ugly. You're not either. You're fucking beautiful, okay? Remember that. Anyway, it's the forbidden word, the cheaters. It's the cheaters. There's a cheater problem. It's not as bad as it seems, but it is bad and it's gonna get worse. So you have a game that has looting and people needing items, right? And you have a game that people are willing to trade for certain items. Let's say maybe even spend real money on those items in certain circumstances. Now, the best way to make money playing that game is probably just to cheat, right? You can just go in with some like invincibility hacks, fly around, aimbot, fucking, you know, see through walls, fucking be able to look at people's loot values and things like that and get all the loot you want, get out, and then put a thing on eBay or whatever and say like, oh, I have this rare key to get into this room, $15 for it. Now with a modern game, there's anti-cheat, so that guy would get banned eventually. The problem with this game is that it's free to play. So once that guy gets banned, he just goes, makes another account, continues on the cycle. Do you get it? I said the name, it's the cycle. Do you get it? The cycle continues. It's the cycle of cheaters keep cheating because there's nothing that stops them from cheating. Anyway, the game currently uses BattleEye, I believe. Not easy anti-cheat or anything like that. And cheaters are always gonna be a problem in any online game. There's no solution to it. And anytime a anti-cheat or a way that we're able to combat cheaters progresses, the cheaters, you know, it's a race and it's never gonna end. The problem with this game is that, like I said, it's free to play. They're using one of the worst anti-cheat systems. As much as they have developers working really hard and they're putting out their ban numbers and they are doing manual bans very well, and there's an in-game reporting system that they listen to, and they listen to it on Reddit and on socials and Discord and all of that. Even if you ban 14,000 people, they just make a new account. Unless a more serious approach is taken to it, I don't know what all the hassle is on banning all those accounts, because they'll just make a new one, right? Yeah, sure, like it's annoying if they have to do that, but it takes 2 seconds. I think that they should add 2-factor authentication at the very least. I know that there's ways around that. I have a degree in cybersecurity. It is that one additional step that'll stop like your average Andy script kiddie from just using like ESP just because he can. Any of those alpha chad like programmers that are doing it, you know, in like labs and shit, you know, you're probably not gonna stop them, but that's fine. I think 2-factor authentication is a must. I think looking into to expanding upon the anti-cheat system that they have in-house, and then of course the more money they get from the game, the more they're able to expand their, what's the word I'm looking for, their team, their anti-cheat team, the people reviewing the manual bans and stuff like that. And I think that will be important. And of course, as time goes on, they'll put in more patches and fixes that can prevent some of the exploits that have been in the game, like the infamous pickaxe exploit. Basically what happened, you mine in the game, and then people figured out that they could just make the pickaxe do like 10,000 damage, and then for some reason they could do that damage across the map. So you spawn in and then they go whoop, and then you get the death screen and it says died to pickaxe. Yeah, it wasn't very cool. Now, I'm not personally for it too, but some people have called for like a Valorant style anti-cheat, like kernel level. For anyone that knows what that means, cool. If you don't know what that means, you don't care, so you probably want it. It does work, it helps, it stops cheaters pretty well, but it's super invasive, to be honest. So I don't know how I feel about it. That's why I don't have Valorant installed on my computer, but I really like this game and it would make the game more enjoyable. So anyway, that's the ugly part, the cheaters. The devs are doing the best they can. I think there's a few additional steps they should take to really try and fight this. Excuse me. Like I said, 2-factor authentication I think is a must at this point, and it's a problem that will just continue to grow as the game gains more popularity, and as we get later and later into a season, more real players will drop off and more script kiddie cheaters will drop in, and it's gonna be chaos. And it's a big fear for the longevity of the game, because I want this game to go on for a long time. I want this game to be a big old success, and I want everyone to know what this game is. I want this to be as big as Apex. And I think it has the potential to do that. I think this game is very good and I like it a lot, and I want all of my friends to play it, and I want all of my friends to play it by themselves first though, and then play with me, because I don't want to carry your bitch ass through the fucking jungle if you don't even know what a fucking marauder is. Am I right, gamers? Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me on this one. I think I shortened this video by about 20 minutes, maybe just by talking faster, I don't know. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. You smash that like button, you click that subscribe button, and also what you want to do is you want to join the Discord. You want to follow me on Twitter. You want to follow me on Twitch, and you want to send me a nice comment
right now.
Sorry, that got out of hand. This 5-hour energy is really kicking. Stick around for more videos or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing, like it says above me or whatever. But I'm having fun doing it, and I hope you are too. I'll catch you in the next one, losers or best friends, depending if you click that subscribe button. And yeah, toodaloo.
BoyCowboy.